educated and they see, you know, they thought, and maybe they were right to some extent, that these farmers were exploiting the migrant workers, right? And so they started at first requesting, because some of these places you'll see, you know, upgraded ¿cómo se dice? Housing.
All of the kids would come when you guys would all.
Well, yeah, except the ones that were married. Weymouth didn't come. Francis did for a while. Rosie for not too long, because she got married when she was 15.
Shh, I'm recording you.
So, well, that's the truth.
Oh.
And you know, the chanclas and eating beans and tortillas and everything else with no worries. It was not until we get older that now we are being, you know, pressured by our own, by our people, because now we are being looked down at as, you know, maybe not ¿cómo se dice? So we don't have any pressures, you know. We didn't at the time, and we're happy. We didn't, you know, we weren't being criticized because we just trying to make a living. The dreams of whatever you had were just like, how do you get to the dreams when you're out here, you know, basic prune pickers, crop immigrants, that you can't, you know, the only thing that you're getting is making enough to survive day by day. Okay? But you still have dreams. And the only thing that I can say, the whole thing was, those days were the happiest days of our lives. Not only mine, but everybody else. And for a long time I wondered why I could say that. Till one day when I was working PD, and I was the training officer, field training officer, we go out to, you know, out here in the back roads, and we see the migrant workers, you know, the workers out in the field. And this one guy that I'm training looks over to the field and he says, "Look at those poor bastards."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Right? In a derogatory thing. In a derogatory way. So I just pulled over. I said, "Look at them." I said, "One thing I want you to know is I used to be one of them. And I'm here to tell you that those were the happiest days of my life. And the reason is this, that at the time, there was no, we were not pressured by social values, by, you know, so when you look at those people, you know, they're probably the happiest people in the world, because all they're doing is they're out there very basic. They don't have to, you know, do anything to impress anybody. So when you see these people and you say poor bastards, they may be poor, you know, as far as material things, but, you know, happier than hell.
True.
You know, and that's the way it goes. Oh, and the guy says, "Oh, I didn't realize that you were a migrant worker." He said, "Yeah."
Then did you leave them there and tell them to walk back?
Talk about, you know, the ladder of success, as it is meant that, you know, at a certain point you're either going to start or you're going to end at that step, whatever it is. And I say, as I'm going to school, as I'm going through life, I says, well, understand that before I even took my first step, up that ladder. I was in the hole like 10 feet down. And they say, well, what does that mean? That means that, think about it, just because of circumstance, I am probably, as far as the economic and the ladders, I am 10 feet underground before I get there, because I'm out there just struggling to make, we're just struggling to get clothes on our backs, something to eat, and a roof off of it. And we're not even thinking of going anywhere on any ladder. Right? And this was one of the places that, after the day is done, right, they're out here sitting in a little porch, and they're just sitting there and kind of saying, looking out. You're on this side, and that's where dreams come. You say, one day, I want to be the guy sitting on that porch. And then you say, here I am, a prune picker, 1950 and something. How do I get there? You gotta work your ass off.
Well, that's kind of neat though that the house is still there before
Yeah,
they
I know.
take it down.
Well, yeah, he's saying that they're going to reconstruct it. You see, that's the old house. And then, see that old guy, he was saying, no, eran cirueleros. Yeah, that's what they used to call them, cirueleros.
Still what?
Cirueleros.
And what does that mean?
Prune pickers.
And how do you spell that? Don't push it.
Ciruela? Well, find out what ciruela.
Oh, I need my tia Mary to be home right now.
This used to be our house. Okay, and I think we lived on the first one. This barracks?
This was separate? These are separate.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, what do you think?
I thought it was one big room. I don't know.
Right?
Remember, it was sheltered life.
They tell us that we are almost like second class citizens, if that much. They treat us as, like substandard people. So for me to start on that ladder, to take the first step, I have to dig myself up. I have to, as my nationality in the eyes of other people, do that. And I said, and I don't blame anybody, because that is a culture thing. When we were growing up, there was a thing that even our own parents, our own families used to tell us, that we are Mexicans and we have to try harder than the other people, whatever the other people. And so that's how it starts. So it starts even with our own families telling us that, and you grow up to that, to us where you develop a personality. I had the word just now, but I forgot it. Which means that I got it. Inferiority complex, and that means that you hear it enough that sometimes you believe it. You get to a point that you start believing it. And when I first got, an example of that was when I first got my first job pumping gas at the gas station. After the first couple hours, the boss comes out and says, you need to communicate with people. Why are you not, people drive up, it's not self-service. We gas station attendant
Right.
had to pump gas. And he said, you have to go out there and ask them, what is it that they want and everything else. Why is it that you're not doing that? And that's when I realized that, that I had this complex that I had developed, and now I'm a sophomore in high school, junior in high school, that it finally hit me as to that I was literally afraid to talk to the white person because I felt that in their eyes I was inferior.